Extending the lifespan of these classic retro consoles is one of my main priorities, and also trying to find those unique games or those special games that really made those systems great or memorable for people to bring in Game Club is one of my top priorities. Now, hopefully, with what's in this box today, we will be able to do that with our PlayStation 2. But will it work? Well, let's go find out together. Now, I picked this up off of everyone's favorite boutique website a long time ago. It goes in and out of stock, it goes in and out of listing, and I finally found it again, and I decided to pull the trigger on it. What's in here cost me about $113. Now, what exactly is that? Let's just pop it open real quick and find out. Get rid of all that personal information there. And inside here, we have a few things. We have a 128 megabyte memory card for the PS2. We have this, I'm not sure, I think this is an adapter of some sort. And then we have this heavy guy right here. Now, this is something a lot of you kids don't know what it is. Let's take a look. This right here is a 2 terabyte Western Digital hard drive. Now, supposedly this has a bunch of PS2 stuff already loaded on there. I just needed a few things to make it work. And also, supposedly this is just plug and play. We'll find out. There's a lot of mods out there that allow you to play games on PS2 that are not quite from the normal source. And this is one of them, but I always see the ones that require you to use some kind of modified memory card. I have no idea, but we're gonna see if this works. In this box here, oh, upside down, we have a PS2. Looks like a hard drive adapter. It looks like a SATA drive adapter or something like that. Probably what I need to complete the package here. And there's nothing else in the box, so we're going to throw it there. We're going to be careful with the static down here handling our hard drive. And I'm assuming you just plug this bad boy into the back. It'll power the drive. Yep, that looks like that'll do just that, I guess. I have no idea. So the fun thing is I've never actually had a PS2 hard drive, so this is all this is all new to me here. I'm really hoping that this works right out the box. Now, we're going to test this out using this particular PS2 down here. Now, I have two here. I have two at school. I have two in storage. I have PS2s for days, and the reasoning is because not every PS2 is made the same. In fact, these are the original fat models that have not only the hard drive port, but also have the FireWire port, and that's why I use these, especially for what we have down here with the Time Crisis dual link setup and eventually our Gran Turismo dual link setup. That's the reason why I have these fatter ones here, which can accept a hard drive. I never had that back in the day. I only really bought a PS2 to play Metal Gear Solid 2 and Final Fantasy X. I was trying to be a cool guy back when PS2 came out. I was trying to be a popular high school guy. It never worked out. Never was, never will be. That's okay. I'm rambling. Let's get down to this. Don't have an anti-static mat, so I'll just put these down on the carpet because I'm an idiot. I'll sit down here, crisscross applesauce. I'm going to turn that TV on just so it's ready to go. And let's do a couple things here. Let's first off move the mouse. Oh, there's so much cleanup from other projects that I haven't done yet. It's kind of frustrating here. We'll unplug our little pocket station, which most people don't know what that is. We will go ahead and just undo the wiring here, the USB stuff. This is for the Time Crisis setup. I think you pull this bay out here, which I've never done before, as you can tell. Okay, just comes right out. And then I guess it's just, oh, okay, I see how this works. Simple, simple, simple. There's your connector right here on the PS2. And then if you look at this adapter here, that connector goes there. So it really should just be a matter of slide it in, push it in, and those screws will probably secure it, but I'm not too concerned about those screws securing it right now. It should be okay just to test out just like this. I do need to make sure as my controller works. I got my Retro Fighters controller, my highly recommended brand, and I have to change inputs here. So we're on video 2. I believe that's where all my component stuff is. Got our component switcher here, which is set to GameCube. We'll probably should turn this back on first before I wonder why it doesn't work. Everything should be ready to go. Let's see what we do when we boot up here. Now, the reason I'm using this PS2 in particular is because the drive does this. Oh, now it ejects perfectly. But the drive's been giving me a hard time with ejecting and things like that. So I decided to use this one as my experimental one. Oh, okay, I was on the wrong input. It's video 3. Okay, so we posted. It went into something. I don't know what's going on. Let's hopefully this is okay. Something called Free McBoot. That's a good sign. It is plugging and playing so far. That's why I bought it. I have no idea what any of this stuff is. No idea. But I guess this is a good sign. It looks like it's working. I'm sure this is embarrassing for me years later if I ever get into the modding scene, like for real. It'll be a little bit weird to see all this stuff is, oh, it's so fundamental and basic, but I end up paying people for their expertise, and that's what I think I should do. Do what you do best and hire the rest. Oh, okay. Well, that looks neat. I'm going to pop up here because now things seem to be working very well. I guess I got what I paid for, which was a loaded up hard drive that was plug and play. I mean, I haven't tested a game yet, but so far, there's a lot going on here now. Is there a way to, yep, we can skip ahead that way a little bit more. There's a lot of stuff here. I think there's always a Castlevania. There's one that I wanted to bring in the kids to play, but the price was so prohibitive. It's just so expensive to find some of this stuff. There's a lot of PS2 games you can get. Oh, Dokapon Kingdom that I picked up for what you would call the Switch and end up really not liking, but people like it. The Budokai games, that's good. Drakengard, stuff like that that I don't want to really commit two, three, four, $500 to buying a copy of. Here it is. Oh my gosh, who could forget the best game ever? Ed, Ed, and Eddie, the Misadventure. Of course. I suppose I should just test something out here. I'm not really sure what to test out there. There's so many choices. What are the big heavy hitters for the PS2 that people are? I'm just going to go ahead and boot up Tekken Tag and see how that works. There's probably options. There's probably other things you can do here, but we just need to get to see if a game works or not. And if it does, fantastic. If it doesn't, well, then I'm out some money. It looks like it's booting up just fine. Looks good. Picture's a little bit shaky. That's okay. It straightened itself out. Arcade mode. That picture is shaky for some reason. Wonder why it's doing that. Well, keep in mind, it is emulating, so I'm not like going to be too upset about it. It could be a couple sources. It could be the TV. It could be a lot of things. I wonder if it's shaky during menus. Some games have that thing where they're shaky during menus, but they're fine normally. Yeah, see. It's also a matter of what emulates well, what doesn't. But so far, I'm not really noticing any delay or anything. It plays like it should. Looks good so far. I don't know. Looks good, and there's a lot going on here. I don't know if I can do this to reset. I'll go back to the menu, right? All right, well, the first issue, I tried to reset it with the buttons and kind of just froze up. So that's probably not working very well, but I consider it trying to go, though. To do a hard reset. Oh, it doesn't like that either. Oh, yeah. It really doesn't like that. I'm holding the power button down. It's not... Okay. That took a long time to turn off. That's interesting. But again, maybe that's just how this emulator works. I have no idea. So I tested one game, and so far, I would say, well, there's something there. It's definitely working, but don't expect it to work like you would if you had the original game in the system by itself without any modifications. These kind of things are always one of those do it at your own risk kind of ordeals here. And I knew the risks involved when I got it. I could end up with something that's very useful, very helpful for me in Game Club, or I could end up with basically a brick. I knew the consequences of my actions when I made them. I'm going through a little bit here, and I see there's options for like H-game, there's cheat settings, configure stuff. I have no idea what these things are. Not concerned about it right now. That'll be something for a later video for me or a later time. But look at the settings here. I want to see display settings because things are kind of weird looking. And I'm not sure what's going on exactly. I want NTSC, that's what I want. Let's see if that does a difference. Nope, that didn't do it. It's just weird. It's like, it's got this weird shakiness to it, and I'm not sure why. It's definitely not NTS. I don't think that's the resolution of this TV. I have no idea. There's a lot of options, obviously, but I don't know exactly which one to choose. I would just pick this one, which is normal, but then stuff's kind of funky and wonky. No idea. You can see what happens. It's doing that. Should I confirm that? Yeah, I mean, it just starts doing that. Again, I don't know if that's a consequence, of the TV. Can I go back to it? Did I screw it up? Oh boy, that's not good. Well, I see something. Well, a lot of these things, what'll happen is if there's a failure in display, it'll just like kick back to something that'll work. Yeah, see, it's not working again. You can see it's trying, but it's not quite doing it. Oh, see, maybe it was loading back into it. I don't know. I don't know exactly. The original setting's auto. It'll just pick up whatever it can output to. You're also underscanned a little bit on this side here, but it's not really a big deal. All right, well, it didn't seem to have any kind of effect on it. There's so much here. There's just so much here. Oh man, here's something I want to get into for a long time. The Xenosaga series. Let's that's not gonna be a quick play though. What's a quick play? Beautiful Joe 2. Fantastic. Seems to be working so far. It doesn't do that weird shaking thing either. It's going through the motions just fine. Okay. Yeah, definitely kids mode for me. Everything goes on easy mode nowadays. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it looks like it's working so far. Yep. Yeah, I know how to do it. Yep. Sure. Okay. Yep. I can do that. Oh, we can play Zero now. Okay. All right. So far in Beautiful Joe 2, I'm at the tutorial, and it seems to work just fine. No input lag, no problems like that. In fact, the emulation seems pretty good. It looks good. But the reality is, I'll never know if this is actually working as intended until I play it for a long time across a variety of titles. Now, I think the package deal here I got was about $115 that include the drive, the adapter, and the memory card. Now, is it worth it for you to pick up something like this for your PS2 that can accept a hard drive? Well, that really boils down to not only your budget, but how much faith you're willing to put into random people on the internet selling things, and also how well this will actually work in the long run. Will the hard drive hold up? Has it been bounced around a lot? I don't know. Is the software stable? Is it going to be a situation where I'm really into a game, playing it almost at the end or at a pivotal point and the game locks, freezes, and I can't go past it? Maybe. These are all the kind of risks you have to take when you use things like hard drive emulators, optical disc emulators. They're not a lot of fun either when they do happen. One of the biggest disappointments of Game Club or Game Night is when I do use something emulated or borrowed and it ends up crashing or not working. So when you're looking at things like these hard drive kits you can find either on boutique shops or all over the internet if you look hard enough, is it worth it? It could be. It very much could be, especially considering the price of retro games, that they don't seem to be coming down in price anytime soon. In fact, some of them are just downright ridiculous. Now, I don't really put a lot of stock in the value of those games or anything down here really. I think eventually it'll all be worthless, but I'll hopefully have enjoyed it, and that's the goal of this. Hopefully we'll have enjoyed this enough to make it worth taking the risk and maybe experience the disappointment of one of these hard drives that's fully loaded from the internet. But otherwise, so far, this looks good. Now, long term, I don't know. But, anyways, stay tuned to the channel and hopefully we'll report back. And I can tell you maybe in another month or so if buying one of those fully loaded PS2 hard drives from the internet has been worth it or not. So far, so good. But as Asia says, only time will tell. Anyways, we'll see you in the next one.